completely standard, but totally a thing. But take a look here at the defense coming out from Rogue. Rogue, of course, your recent Gamescom champions. AKM on McCree, Nox on Lucio, Unco on Zenyatta, Wynn's gonna be on Zarya, Tavik on the Reaper, and Reinforce here on the Reinhardt.
No one is surprised by him on that, Reinhardt. I will have to say this, AKM has probably been playing the best and most consistent McCree in the world right now. He does not have bad games, that's how it seems. And then we all know what Tavik can do. When he goes off, he goes absolutely off. Now offensively, it looks like they're going to run Op Team Moose on the Zenyatta. Seb will play the Zarya. Dan Chu on Reinhardt. They're going to run a third tank in Snizzlenose on the Roadhog. Tomsy will play Lucio. And it is triple support, triple tank as Shaz rounds it out on the Ana.
And this is what we were expected. This is what propelled Reason over FaZe. Again, too easy. Not super happy about that fact. It was a social media meltdown, like, seriously. But we will see just how effective it is against Rogue. Rogue knew knew this was coming, thanks to Too Easy. So we'll see just how they deal with it here in a moment. As Tavik right now, in general, Rogue holding pretty far back. They're giving a lot of space here to the offense.
Nice hook, takes down Wins really early with Seb on the follow-up. There goes the shield. Reinforce the shield is about to be void here. He's going to try to get some charge up here. They're going to rotate really strong to the right room. A couple of supports left behind, but Snizzle grabs Tavik.
Snizzlenose, kind of a new scene or name on the scene, has had two big pictures, set things out. Gonna hook Reinhardt from behind. See ya, Reinhardt, as Snizzlenose moving it forward, and Rogue's defense just getting picked apart right now. Hex, I did not expect this going into this game.
Not at all. They clearly are unprepared for this composition, and so much so that, you know, yes, you mentioned Too Easy's complaining about it, but, you know, you have to play against different compositions in Overwatch. That just happens. This next push is going to be absolutely brutal as the Ana ult is going to come in.
Yeah, everything is going well for them. They will be able to nano boost to start things out. And Snizzle knows we could have a nano boost whole hog on the way. The only downside for him is that he is elevationally challenged right now, but he's going to be looking for a hook. Almost gets it, Hex. That would have been huge.
Wins goes deep on the dive. They want to take out Snizzlenose. He gets around the corner, gets some healing up from his teammates, though, but AKM takes down Optimus really early in that fight. They're going to continue this push. Here comes the Nana boost.
They're going in. The flashbang, though, really keeping Reinhardt in check there. He has to back out, gets very little off of that nano boost. Rogue handling this pretty beautifully right now, just spacing away, going right back in. Tavik on the Soldier, able to get the kill on Danchu, but here comes Whole Hog from the back, aided by Sound Barrier. And you look at Reason here. Reason pretty much all in on this. Graviton coming out late in the fight, and Hex, they might be cleaning this up.
Maybe. It is 3v3 right now. The Transcendence should help them push this through for Reason. Really nice place. Continues. Snizzlenose is still alive. This is insanity. They've been trying to target him down. It has not worked out really well, but so now they clean up the remainder of Rogue, and after that small hiccup there, they did burn all their ults. They're going to keep flying on this map. They're setting a really nice time on Dorado.
This is going really well. Rogue, again, what many people consider to be the best team in the EU right now, certainly having a whole lot of trouble against us. They will have a lot of ults going into the next fight. Tavik takes out Snizzlenose, and they're going to rush right in. No fear whatsoever. Reinforce just waiting to drop the hammer. As really, this is full retreat right now from the offense, and the nano boost totally wasted there.
Yeah, you throw a nano boost on someone who's slightly hurt already, and that's the one way to counter it. They just absolutely take down the Reinhardt to begin with. Tavik showing up on everyone's favorite grandpa. He is knocking people down with his Soldier 76, doing a lot of work. Snizzlenose again, though, with a nice hook, takes out Unco. That's going to be a nice advantage for them going in, but that is the only advantage they have at 6v5. Everyone on Rogue with their ults up.
And for Rogue, this is a good restabilizing here. They will have Earthshatter up for the next fight. They have both support ultimates. The offense in a terrible situation here. Rogue is well equipped now to win the next 2, if not 3 fights. The only thing they have to look out for here is, of course, the Roadhog hooks. Roadhog does open up with a hook there, but finds himself out of place. The big hammer comes in, knocks down 2, and here comes Rogue. They're going to have no troubles cleaning this out.
Just a really sick Earthshatter there, too. They do end up burning a ton of ults, though. The one that I would think they'd want to have at was Transcendence. Never in any real danger there, but they did burn it. No big deal, though. But now the momentum does come into the favor of Reason as they start having ultimates of their own. The big thing to look at, especially when Ana's on the field, is that ult is really impactful. They will probably nano boost the Reinhardt, then he'll have his ult after that. So a lot to work with here if you're Reason.
They can also nano boost the Roadhog here too. Roadhog nano boost, you don't see it as often, but it's still super, super good. We'll see what Shaz's target is in the end. That nano boost should be coming out soon. And they're just going to rotate here into the safe area. AKM, though, takes out the Zen really early on this fight. Now they're going to do the 65. Really good pick off from Rogue to set things up. And this is going to be rough as Wins gets that backline. Snizzle knows is dead. The throw picks is dead and Wins goes for the Death Blossom just to clean things up. Might not have needed to do so, though.
Yeah, Snizzle was trying to hide in the back lines, but Rogue is never a team to leave a kill unfinished. They all chased him down around the wall there, took him out, so that fight was generally over before they started. Again, the one good thing for Reason is that they didn't burn ults during that fight, so they're going to have everything up. And as you mentioned, yeah, Roadhog is a great target for the nano boost, especially if he's got his own ult. The limiting factor when he doesn't is that his clip is so small.
So, offense right now moving forward. Snaz does have nano boost still at the ready. They still have full 6. Although, again, it's almost AKM taking out the Zen early in this fight. Here comes the Ana grenade, though. They are going to go into the safe area once more. Sound Bear is out there committing. No nano boost out here just yet, and the Sound Bear might be a little bit wasted.
Yeah, there's no interactions between these two teams as they start taking the high ground, but right now Reason is pressuring Rogue so that they have to jump down. Here comes the Sound Barrier.
Defensive Sound Barrier is out. It forces out the offensive Transcendence. They do get 2 quick picks here. Tavika have to blow the attack visor here sooner rather than later. Just laying in the damage over the top. AKM still with him. Transcendence keeping the remaining members of Rogue still alive. And Tavik still biding his time, just mowing down D.Va here. And this is okay for Rogue, but there's the hook from Snizzle. Tavik taking a ride, and he's still alive somehow.
Tavik. Wow, well, what a life. He was discorded the majority of that, too, and just playing with fire every time he glimpsed out into sightlines, able to get a bunch of kills, get hooked, and live through it. If you're Tavik, you should be buying a lottery ticket the moment this tournament's over, because he's been very lucky to live as long as he has.
Take a look at Wins right now. He has Death Blossom at the ready. He can put the dagger in this. Only 20 seconds remain. This is the last chance. And here comes Wins. Drops in from the top rope. Takes out 1. Sets his team up for 3 kills. And Tavik going for the finish here. Attack visor out. Has everything in his sights. Sev having to run away there. Or Shaz having to run away. And that's not great, as Sev finally will be the one to fall. So Rogue, after a rough start, they were able to pull it back together for a really, really good defense, not falling to the triple tank, triple support. And you did have some switch ups near the end, but wasn't quite enough. And bear in mind, this is the dark side of running triple tank, triple support, is that if you're not able to get things going, you're not anywhere near as experienced as playing standard as other teams are.
Yeah, so if you have to switch to standard, then you generally fall off a level or 2. That has been the biggest complaint about NIP, actually, is that they're only really good at triple tank, triple support. I don't think that's necessarily true, but SG1, what they used to be called, was always carried by their tank play, so adding a 3rd tank in it makes a ton of sense for them. But people do say that their standard play or standard meta play is not necessarily up to snuff, but Rogue made some adjustments there to be able to deal with the triple tank, triple support. I really like the 76 coming in from Tavik. It just keeps himself out of range of a lot of those tanks. So if you're going to run 3 tanks, no one can really touch that 76 and just unopposed for most of the time. Also put some pressure on Ana. I will say Shaz had a nice game. He's got to be in the nightmares of, I believe it was Wins maybe on the Reaper. Anyway, Shaz ended up taking on that Reaper several times.
It was an interesting look coming out here from the side of Reason. I can definitely see how all else going well, they beat FaZe, although I do wonder, like, given 2Easy's reaction, all the rest, I do wonder if FaZe just sort of tilted themselves off the face of the planet there, because FaZe, like, very publicly does not like the 3-3 comp. They think it's terrible. They use all sorts of words I'm not gonna say on stream, but if you let a comp get in your head that badly, it's not great. However, take a look here at the offense coming out here from the side of Rogue. It is going to be reinforced here on the Winston. Wins on the Zarya, Unco on Mercy, AKM on Reaper, Nox on Lucio, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unless this is a tease, which would be terrible, we might just be seeing Tavik coming in on the Pharah.
Not necessarily known for his Pharah, but let me just tell you, and you can trust me, one of the best Pharahs on the planet. He's amazing at it. They don't run it super often, but this should be a treat.
Alrighty, so they're moving in right away. AKM though goes down to Snizzlenose. Snizzlenose finding the hook once more. Tavik kind of off on an island right now. Reinforced firing back. The defense holding really far up, and this is something that Rogue could really punish. I know NIP does a similar thing here, but if they lose one more person on the defense, this is going to go from bad to worse. However, they do take out Reinforce, and for now, they're sustaining through, Hex.
Yeah, Shaz's Ana has been just phenomenal, and when you're going to run a composition like this, really the linchpin is your Ana play. Are you going to be able to get kills off it as well as healing? You're not just going to play it just to get the ultimates up, and Shah's been showing up the ton. They are going to back up a little bit, but that Ana ult is close to popping here, and Tomsy's going to have his sound barrier. So while they do give up a ton of ground, that's what that forward hold ends up having you do. You are able to get back and at least fight in the courtyard.
All right, so the offensive Rogue, though, they have made space into the courtyard. They are moving forward. Shaz is going to have to nano boost here in just a moment. We'll see what he throws on, but that's going to be vital to Reason winning this fight. And the nano boost is in, and will it be enough? AKM gets right to the back, takes out Snizzlenose immediately, but over the top, Danchu and App get to, and the Reinhardt nano boost able to clear the way, makes a lot of space. But here comes the res from the offense. It's not over yet. This is the power of Mercy, bringing your fallen heroes right back in, and Tavik back into the fight, hitting rockets over the top, laying in the damage, and the defense is getting pushed back here, Hex.
Yeah, super nice res. As bad as that barrage was from Tavik over the top, we got nothing. He's going to be able to get brought back into this fight, and Farrah's primary pretty good. They clean up everything. The only good kill feed that Reason had was Shah's with another kill, but they clean him up at the end as well. So now Rogue working with a ton of ultimates, all the momentum in the world.
And bear in mind, for Rogue here, they have a very simple victory condition. They have to bring this to the end. They have 4 minutes, 38 seconds just to get to the yellow square before seconds. So a lot of things in their favor. And we're going to take a look at AKM going into his next fight, because with this Death Blossom, he can really do a lot of damage. If he gets in before the Transcendence is done, he can kill 2-3 people right away. This is a big, big moment here for Rogue. And if they win this fight, X, they very well might roll it right to the end. And here comes AKM off the flank. Q on the ready, takes out Chaz, but the counter! Snizzlenose going at the whole hog, takes out 4, Sev set him up, and AKM's flank just not enough.
When you're going to run this kind of composition with triple tank, you need your tanks to be playing at a super high level, which is why NIP is able to run this so well. That's a beautiful Graviton into a beautiful whole hog. That is exactly the cleanup that you need. So when you're running 3 tanks, all 3 of your tanks have to be playing really well. Right now, Reason's tanks are playing great.
And here comes Tavik. He has Barrage out the right. He's going to come over to his top. Graviton is out. Here's the Wombo combo in action. A double, now triple for Tavik. Haven't seen that in a while. Welcome back, Farrah. And Rogue going to take this fight.
Yeah, and they're going to be largely unopposed as they get to the objective here. They should be able to get people back to stall out at the very least. Last fight of the map incoming, though.
Last fight is incoming here. Tavik not gonna have ultimate, but will just go right to the back. Snizzlenose, the #1 priority. Soundbear, though, comes in here from the defense, and they're pushing it right back. Wins is the first to fall. What a hook on Tavik! What was that? Snizzlenose, the max range hook. Rezo is gonna come in, is gonna undo some of that damage. Tavik takes the airbus more. Do you have another Snizzle? You do not. Hook misses, but defense still doing a decent job here as the barrage comes in.
Cleanup's pretty good. Barrage taken down by Sev, who's got full beam on that Zarya, puts it over to Unko too. And what I meant was, last fight, if Rogue wins, they do not, so we'll be seeing some more fights. And what is it with Dorado and hooks, man? Are the physics just different here?
I don't know. It's what I say. Sizzle has definitely been landing some just absolutely nutty hooks, though. Man after my own heart, man after Harblue's heart, really, in terms of just ridiculous stuff. Now, like before, as Himsy and Harblue, clearly we have to add in an S person there, as Snizzlenose has been super impressive here thus far.
Himsy, Harblue,
and here comes Graviton. Holog on the way. Wombo combo moving right in, and Holog doesn't even need it. They just left click 4 kills off of that Graviton, and that is going to be Reason holding on here once more.
All right, about 2 minutes left for Rogue to finish out this map. As we mentioned, just the big square of victory on the ground, which that payload is very near to. They are going to have Death Blossom. I've mentioned that Death Blossom is just harder and harder to hit. This is a great map and area to hit a Death Blossom, so maybe AKM can go off on that. But other than that, they are in the ultimate disadvantage coming up on this right flank. I like this angle of approach. Try something different.
Alrighty, we'll see how this works out. ACAM does have a lot of power here if he can get to the right position. Is laying all sorts of damage in the Snizzle. Does not get hit by the hook. And he's rolling in. Death Blossom at the ready. Hits the Q button. Gets knocked right on the ground. Reinhardt not having any of that. Danchu stopping him cold. But Wins is on the flank as Tracer here. Does have 2. And will he be able to open this up? Not a whole lot of people are on him. And this is an opportunity for Wins.
Yeah, super counter there by the Ana ult was the Reaper Death Blossom, and Danchu being kept alive. He had a Pulse Bomb on his back. Zarya helped him out. I gotta say, Seb is nailing his utility role as Zarya.
So this is now down to the wire. Rogue, 1 minute remaining on their last push. If they do not get this, it's going to be a hold and map win from Reason. Rogue had all the time in the world, but this triple tank, triple support defense has given Rogue fits. Reinforce, you have an Earth Shatter. The floor is yours, should you wish to hit it with your hammer.
Well, here's what cracked it last time. Tavik is back on the Soldier 76. We'll see if he gets that consistent damage on all these tanks like he did last time. Tavik starts it off, takes down the Zenyatta.
Takes out one to begin with. Soundbear coming out here for the defense. Defense is all in. Earthshatter comes in. Not sure if it got too much there. As meanwhile, Tavik just laying in damage from the back. Pulse Bomb on the Reinhardt. Nano Booster. No, he's got to be feeling that. 2 extra kills here from Rogue. And Rogue on their last push, their last chance. They are moving it in right now. The defense not coming up just yet, but they are just chaining kill after kill right now.
It's been Tavik. He started off getting a couple nice kills. They've had no great answer for that Soldier. Just the range that he allows. Takes another kill at the end on Snizzle, but he opened that fight with 2 really important kills. A really nice switch up from Rogue to actually take that map away when it looked like all was lost. But that's what they did on defense too. When the defense started holding really well, it was because Tavik went to Soldier 76. That seems to be something that they're hesitant to run, but it clearly works.
That was interesting game all in all, but in the end, Rogue, let's just give credit where credit is due. Reason was able to take Rogue to the limit. Rogue, if they lost that fight, that was it, and it wasn't like they came in with an overwhelming ult advantage. They had to grit that out. Here's play of the game. Graviton, Reinhardt left click, Roadhog left clicks, absolute devastation, and for Reason, they might have lost this game, but man, they can look back at this. There's a lot to be proud of, and hey, the series is still young, Hex. We still have 2 more maps to go.
You could not count them out of this series at all, and this is why the weeklies are so great. I think Rogue actually might have been one of our top 8 ranked, but it is always nice to see teams that you don't see a ton get to play against teams that you do get to see a lot too. So these weeklies, the new format has been great. Check out exclamation poll if you want to leave your feedback on the format. Obviously, we all know where I stand on this. I'm digging it, but yeah, it's really cool to see a team like this just give Rogue all they can handle right there. And as you mentioned, the series is not over. We do have the old standbys of Kings Row and Hollywood. I believe we're going to Kings Row next.
We are going to Kings Row. Honestly, that's a pretty good map for the triple tank, triple support, so I'm not really that surprised to see that being a common map choice. They definitely would not want to bring it to something like Gibraltar, which definitely has had some issues for that comp, but it is interesting. I think Reason played it really well, and despite, for example, some of the complaints that Too Easy might have had, there is real skill on that team. Not many people play Roadhog at the level that Sizzle Nose was playing just a moment ago, so I'm impressed. I'm excited to see a newcomer, in a sense, come out here, because I don't think I've ever casted a game with Snizzle Nose in it before, up until this point.
I think we would have remembered. You and I are both fans of good names, and that's a great name, especially if you're running Roadhog. Snizzle Nose is top tier. I also think that Shaz ran a really nice Ana. A lot of times you're seeing Ana only when she has the ult, but he was actually hitting a ton of damage in there too. And as we mentioned, the linchpins of this kind of composition, your Roadhog has to be top tier, and your Ana has to actually be getting work done too. And they have both of those components in. So I would almost expect them to run this triple tank, triple support yet again.
I think there's no reason to expect them to change. However, again, it's sort of like NIP level kryptonite here. If they don't have success with it, then they're stuck playing standard, and I just feel like when you're investing that much into this one comp, when you have to switch gears, it always favors the other team. So for Reason, their best hope here is to get ahead and stay ahead while running this comp. If they have to switch up, it's probably going to be Rogue's game.
Yeah, I mean, the general consensus among the pro scene is that it's good to be able to switch into triple tank, triple support as a second gear, as a changeup. Like your game should be focused around standard, then on occasion you should bust out triple tank, triple support, but it shouldn't be the other way around, right? So we'll see what Reason has if they are forced to switch off it, but that's always been kind of the idea of like, it should be something you can run, but it shouldn't be the only thing you can run.
Definitely. Well, taking a look here at the defense coming out here from the side of Reason is going to be Shaz once more on the Ana, Tomzy on Lucio, Snizzlenose on Roadhog, Danchu on the Reinhardt, Optimus. I'm just going to call him Timus from here on. We're going to ignore the Op part, but Timus on the Zenyatta and Sev going to be on the Zarya.
Hey, you don't like ops? You don't like ops?
Look, man, different game, different life. I'll let Uber talk about that. He has more experience with those things anyways, but what are you seeing here on the offense?
Offense looks like we might actually see Tavik taken to the skies on Pharah. Unko will join him on his Mercy. Nox, of course, is playing Lucio. AKM is going to be on the offensive Reaper. Reinforce on his YA Winston. And Wins is going to play Zarya. I tried to do the Reinforce thing, didn't work out.
All right, Tavik once more on the Pharah, getting boosted here by Mercy, moving right in, landing good rockets to start things out. The defensive Reason on their heels, the offense being relentless, but is this bend but don't break? They take out Reinforce early, and they get 2 kills, and the defense might be bringing this right back. Switching off to Snizzlenose right now, has a hook at the ready, and Tavik needs to be careful as he almost eats that hook.
It's a perfect defense against a really aggressive offense that you don't panic, you don't push forward into it, you fall back to the archway, which makes you completely safe. Really nice rotation coming out of Reason there. They grabbed a couple kills, unable to clean up this combo so far, but at least they know where they are, and now the fight's going to commence again as the remaining 4 come in.
You see Reaper just going right in, but here comes Tavik. Justice raining from above, takes out Snizzlenose. The threat is gone. Sound Barrier comes in just a little bit late here for the defense, and they're going to lose the Sound Barrier and very likely lose this fight as Rogue just washes right over them.
It was an issue that they couldn't clean up the combo up top, so then all their attention is maintained on that combo, trying to take down Tavik, unable to do so. Then when the 4 came in, all their backs were essentially turned to it, so it became a skirmish on the ground, in the sky. They had control of neither and ended up losing that first fight.
All right, and take a look here going into the next fight. Ultimates are up here for the offense. Ultimates are up for the defense. Sev versus AKM. Sev, of course, lands a good Graviton, can set everything up. AKM, though, can go right to the back line and go from there. So both teams with some outs to start things out. Here comes Graviton on the way from Sev, pulls in 5, is the follow through there, nano boosted Reinhardt, W mouse 1, Danchu takes out 2, and that is going to be a hold here. But here's a Mercy, Rez coming in, it's not over just yet. AKM back in this fight, got Earth Shattered, but here comes a counter Graviton, AKM rolling right in, 3 kills from the Rogue offense, and Mercy Rez still the fight turner as Rogue will get this payload moving.
Yeah, super patient there, knowing that they had the Resurrection to go on. They followed up with a Graviton Barrage that is almost uncounterable. So they knew they were going to die. That's why that fight ended up looking so one-sided. They were just kind of going super aggressive, hoping to die, hoping that Unko could stay alive with that Resurrection. And look, Resurrection already at 52% again. Swear we just saw it.
Rez can go up pretty darn quickly still. Not quite as fast as where Mercy always had up, but still fast enough that you could get up for every fight if the Mercy's doing really well.
Right.
And you take a look here at the offense, they do have Sound Barrier at the ready. In comes the Sound Barrier, Rogue out for blood once more, moving right in. Counter Sound Barrier's out though from the defense. They get the first kill in AKM, and Hex, once more they're bending, not breaking, and they're pushing right back in the Rogue.
All is for naught if they cannot find Unko, as that Resurrection is back up and available. So they are still taking. Here comes an Earth Shatter and a Nano Booster Reinhardt. All the ults baited out.
Unko has no HP, but he gets the res with no HP left. Will it be enough? The Graviton, though, comes out for a little bit of extra cleanup, and Rogue got rezzed only but unto another death.
Yeah, really nice play there from Reason there. Like, they had to use ults, and that's the thing when you're fighting against a Mercy. You have to use ults, and you know that they're going to be negated at a certain point, but are you going to have the follow-up? Using ults in the correct position becomes paramount, as when you want to get kills, you want to get those kills in position where you can re-kill them again when that Resurrection comes out. So that's exactly what happened. They didn't burn everything, have some nice ults on both sides here. Tavik trying to get some barrage action, and wins almost close to a Graviton.
All right, you take a look at Tavik. As you mentioned, barrage action is on the table. He comes in from the flank. Here comes the barrage on the ready. Takes out 1, takes out 2. A triple kill for Tavik, rolling right in. And you take a look at the defense. There is no res because there is no Mercy. And this should... Oh my goodness, the counter is real. The Earthshot from Danchu turned it right around. What in the world? They were down
play.
They were down so many people, Hex.
Yeah, this tank play has been insane out of this Reason team. That was what I would generally call an optimistic Earth Shatter, but his buddy Zarya was there too for the follow-up. Generally, an Earth Shatter that hits 4, you can't do your own cleanup as a Reinhardt. It's just too much going on, but he had Zarya there too. They cleaned up both supports, which were crucial, and then were able to follow it through. So as I said, if you're going to run this comp, your tanks have to play great. They have so far.
Graviton is in from Wins. He's going to the backline. Not able to get any fall through. 3 kills here. Snizzle knows, says absolutely no way. Whole Hog going to push them back. Reinforce! Just when he thinks he's out, he gets hooked right back in. Ouch.
Yeah, Snizzle apparently a little bit jealous of the glory that Sev and Danchu had on their tank play, decides to make a highlight of his own, goes absolutely crazy there too. As I said, these tanks are playing out of their mind, like no slouches on the supports either, as most of the supports are going to have ults up too. They're going to have to push into an ultimated tank here momentarily. Snizzle starts it off with a kill on Wins.
Soundbear coming in, here comes the Graviton, W-Mouse 1 into this Graviton. Danchu once more trying to be the man. He's charged up an Earth Shatter. Will he drop it for cleanup here? Probably will save it, but I gotta say the Graviton into Reinhardt into Nano Boost actually somewhat terrifying.
Yeah, pretty much one of those another unstoppable ultimate combos, because it doesn't, shields don't really help you that much. Sound barrier fine, it takes a couple hammer swings to clean off, but yeah, that ultimated Reinhardt, I still have yet to find the perfect answer for it. Flashbang, sleep dart maybe, but still it feels pretty unstoppable.
All right, well, the offense moving forward. This is their last real attempt here. Reason could end this right here, right now. Danchu has Earth Shatter at the ready, is going to get charged back. Transcendence is out now. Sizzle, the first pick, and what an Earth Shatter! Knocks down 3. Danchu, the god, moving in. That's going to be a full setup here for Reason. And Rogue, I mean, they died quick enough where maybe they get back in time, but at 30 seconds, they're going to have to give all precepts of positioning off to the wind, and Sev might have a Graviton right ready for them.
Here's one of the frustrating things about Overwatch right now is that there's really only one main tank buster character, and that's going to be Reaper, and you can also supplement that by running a Zenyatta to try to bust tanks, but that's it. That's your list of people who are really good against tanks, and you're running 3 of them. If you're not just brutalizing them, it's going to be trouble.
Graviton is in. 4 members of Rogue are in that. Danchu tried to go in for the fall through, was killed immediately. Transcendence out here from the offense. Rogue not giving in here just yet, but we are in overtime. They must stay on the cart. The defense still has 5 members up, and they are getting the cleanup they need right now, Hex, but here comes Wins, drops a Death Blossom, takes out 3. Rogue, they have almost certainly done it here in terms of getting to the second point, but Reason has not made it easy for them, not one bit.
Wins finally shows up on the board. He's been on this Reaper for a while and actually died first in the last couple fights, which was rough, but Wins showing up in a big way with a clutch Death Blossom. They are going to gut it out. 90 seconds to finish this map.
This is ridiculous. Reason, this has been entertaining. We'll see if they can hold it forward. A minute 18 left here for the side of Rogue. We'll see if they can do, but here comes the Sound Bear. And W-Mouse 1 once more. Danchu unleashed. Getting knocked back a little bit. Has Earth Shatter at the ready. Waiting for his opportunity. Will he drop the hammer? Reinforce knows about it. They're playing Rhine games with each other right now. As Rogue, they're holding in, they're pushing it back, Sev is down, and Danchu not able to find a moment where he's comfortable hitting Q.
Yeah, Danchu getting a lot of the glory, but I will say Sev has been keeping him alive really strongly. Here comes the shield, here comes the Graviton, no cleanup right away. Those tanks are gonna let that Earth Shatter.
The Earth Shatter comes down, only knocks down 1 though, it's not quite enough. It looked like it was gonna get more, it did not. Rogue moving together, everyone on the cart. It is the buddy system right now, but it is working as Tavik is melting some faces down.
DPS showing up big right now as they take down everyone trying to contest the point. Nox is going to have Sound Barrier too if they want to finish this off. Nothing really to work with on the side of Reason. Maybe Graviton gets up here.
Sound Barrier is going to be a huge positional problem here for the defense. They're going to roll out, but they're not going to have the stats. Unco takes out Sev. Here comes a Death Blossom from Wins. Going to do all sorts of damage. Gets a double kill in the end. And Rogue, with basically no time left on the clock, will complete the map. I don't know how I feel. I mean, under normal circumstances, that's a great defense, but Reason was so close to having the hold, Hex.
Yeah.
So close.
Well, as I mentioned before, there's really only a couple characters who you can call tank busters, and one of them is Reaper. So when Wynn started going off on his Reaper, that's when the momentum really shifted. You had the really nice Death Blossom Streets, you had a really nice Death Blossom last, but also just his primary damage, getting those tanks down to reasonable levels that you could finish off was super important. And I think that's something you kind of have to run in this composition if you're going to be against triple tank, because before that, they really didn't have any damage. They switched around a bunch of heroes. For a moment, Tvik was on Hanzo. I don't know if that's necessarily the right pick, but when they started getting the good Reaper play is when they started busting this composition.
No kidding. Well, it was a good change up by Rogue. They were able to get through it, but man, Reason Gaming, I don't even, if they lose here, I don't even care. They have thoroughly entertained me, and they've put themselves, I feel like, on the map as a team to watch. When you beat FaZe and you take Rogue to the limit like they are right now, that is incredible. So I personally, I'm super happy. Just to have another team to see and go, well, watch out for these guys.
You could make an argument that FaZe and Rogue are the two best teams in Europe right now, with everything going on with Dignitas and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. One of the great benefits of these tournaments, just watching a team that you don't necessarily know too much about come in and get a chance to play these top teams. A lot of the teams just want a chance. Just let us show what we can do. Like, we're not broadcasting scrims, but we beat these guys in scrims or whatever. And Reason, obviously, playing a really composition that Too Easy doesn't like, but you know what? Your opponents aren't supposed to like what you run, and they're running it really well.
Well, if you're in FaZe's head, that's all the more better, right? If they see that comp, they're just like, oh, I hate these guys. Why are they running this comp? It's like, that's great. But take a look here at Rogue. It's going to be AKM here on the Reaper. Reinforce on Reinhardt. Wins on Zarya. Nox on Lucio. Unco going to be on Zen. And Tvik on the Mei. So defensive Mei coming out once more. And will it split Reason right down the middle? We're going to see. Tvik certainly looking for it. And Danshu saying, wait, where's my team? As he just gets swarmed. The pickoff. Absolutely successful.
That's probably first push, so I have time to introduce the offense. I've been told from little birdies that Optimus is actually Optimus. Danchu on the Reinhardt, Shaz will play Ana, Tomzy on Lucio, Snizzlenose on Roadhog, and Sev is going to be the Zarya.
Alrighty, so not a whole lot of change-ups here. Snizzlenose, of course, really key to this offense. That's the thing about the setup, is that you really do rely on Roadhog picks to get things going. But they're going for it. Ice Wall comes in, but there's the hook in the back, finds Nox. That's what they needed. However, defense swarming right in. They do get 2 pickoffs to start things out. And I don't think the offense has done quite enough to swarm this year. The defense should be able to reestablish.
Not enough on the trade. Snizzle doesn't even get out alive either. So generally, if you get a couple kills on offense, you feel pretty good, but not when your whole 6 gets wiped up in response to it. So they are going to be able to get back on the point a little quicker, but for the defense, they're going to be back on the point too. We're going to see another 6v6. Ultimate advantage is in favor of Rogue.
And take a look at Rogue right now. They do have Blizzard on the way. Tvik just saying, please walk through that front door. I want to treat you to a weather update. And they're going to go right here. Here comes the wall. Is the Blizzard going down? And things are going to get chilly right now. AKM is already taking out Snizzlenose. Everyone turning into popsicles. And this is going to be about as clean as a wipe as you get from Rogue.
Yeah, Blizzard's pretty good, pretty strong there. You put someone like Tvik on there who's an amazing projectile DPS anyway, so he's going to be jamming icicles into people's domes and get that Blizzard up super quick. We do see some switch-ups now, though. This is the first switch-up we've really seen from this Reason Gaming team. Sev flies over to the Pharah.
And this is not where Reason is probably going to excel, given what we know they've practiced with. Look at AKM. He's in the corner. Death Blossom at the ready. If they don't check this corner, they are going to be treated to a double dose of death. This AKM, he's just saying right now, he's like, all right, you guys got to come through here sometime. I am entirely willing to wait. His patience is paying off. Here comes Graviton. And he's not even getting Q right now. He's just left click. He's like, you know what? I'll save my Q. Why not?
Super patient. He gets right in the face of Danchu and takes him out too. That shield does not protect your face. It's only a couple inches in front of it. So Sev and Optimus are trying to get some damage in, but a little too late as everyone died. The next push is coming. Only 90 seconds to take out this first point.
There's only about 2 pushes left here, and most maps would just be 1, but given how quick the spawns are for offense, but Tvik takes down Sev. Their aerial threat is down. They're down to 5 players. Oh no, they sound barrier while down 1. I don't know about this. AKM in the back. Death Blossom at the ready. Takes out 1 support, looking for another. Has to back out, but does enough damage for Tvik to fall through. And Reason Gaming, after a spirited defense, Hex, they're going to be down to their final push in just a moment.
One of my big questions always is like kind of newer teams is how good do you look when things start going wrong? And right now they have not had a right response, a right answer. When they're losing fights, they continue to lose players they don't necessarily have to do either. So as I've always said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. That punch has been firmly hit here, and Reason not responding really well.
AKM able to move in, takes out Tomsy right away. 2 kills here from the defense. Remember, this is pretty much the last shot from the offense. Maybe they can reset just because of the spawns, but they can't chain any more deaths. They're going to have to give up all precepts of positioning. And really, if they win this here, Hex, it's going to require a massive res from T-Moose because they're not going to have sound barrier.
No, this ultimate from Ana is going to be kind of the game changer here. Do they get any value out of it? Is that what they're going to roll with here too? They also have Barrage.
Right. Defensive Graviton is out. People are dying for the defense. Have though, the Barrage takes out 2. And here comes the res. T-Moose able to land the res he was looking for, but the Earth Shatter reinforces waiting for it. Was setting them up, and they don't even get on the point. They don't get overtime in progress. They still had people up. Bit of a misplay there, but in the end, it is going to be Rogue taking the series 2-0. They will go to that upper bracket final to face off against Reunited. But Reason, to have a terrible pun, has given, I think, everyone a reason to watch them in the future. I make no apologies.
No, and nor shouldn't you. That's a great name. It's a great punny name. So Reason is going to fight Bringos in the lower bracket. LG now out of this tournament as FaZe took them out in the lower bracket decider. So FaZe versus the winner of Bringos versus Reason incoming. We still have a possibility that FaZe will play Reunited, which I just love just for the juicy drama of it. But yeah, if you were not a knowledgeable fan of Reason before this point, you should be now. To be able to hang with the top EU teams like they did is super impressive. I look forward to seeing them in coming tournaments.
Alrighty, so what we're going to be doing here, actually, hang on, Hex. We haven't given nearly enough love to our great sponsors. Give us the full rundown about why we even exist here today.
Well, everyone was calling for the weeklies to be back, and of course our weeklies would not exist without our wonderful sponsors. So yes, you have ad block on, but yes, you have to listen to me. It's what pays the bills. It's why we're able to give $1,000 to each tournament on Saturdays and Sundays. And of course starts off with our friends at Matcherino, who've been with us from the beginning. ! Matcherino in chat. We'll give you the link there. You can donate for free with GGEU18. That throws $1 right into the prize pool. Doesn't go to me, doesn't go to ZP, goes right to the winners and the players in this tournament. So please do that. If you want to donate more on top of that, you can leave us a pithy message and I will try to read it as best as I can. My literacy sometimes escapes me. We are also sponsored by our friends at OWKings.com. If you're looking to get these pro tactics and understand why people are doing what they're doing in these games, OWKings.com. Coupon code GOSU will save you 10% over the lifetime of your membership there. And of course, our new friends at Ting, we just had a call with them the other day. They are providing mobile phone service in the United States. They use both the T-Mobile and the Sprint network. So if you get good service there, check out gg.ting.com to see if you can save a couple bucks. You only pay for what you use and you can completely control your account. So maybe 1 month you use 0 data because you're at home the entire time. It's been a rough month. I've been there. I know it. So you don't have to pay for any of the data that you don't use. You have like different calls, different messaging packages. So just check it out. See if it works for you. Check out ting.gg.com. They are a new sponsor. Very happy to be working with them. They only want you as a customer if it makes sense for you. Maybe you can save some bucks. I know phone bills are expensive. I believe that's it, and I believe maybe not as good as the first 2 times, but still kind of nailed it.
All right. I mean, honestly, I've been deprived. It's been basically a month without hearing you sell out, and now I feel sated here. Hopefully chat feels sated too. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it is going to be our upper bracket finals. And what that matchup will be, it is going to be Rogue versus Reunited. It's going to be me and Uber taking away. See you guys in just a little bit.